Hello and welcome to another video. Today we're just gonna go ahead and continue coloring up this piece. Originally, I was just gonna finish the whole piece in this video, but the rest of the footage was like 30 minutes. Um, and I usually can't talk for 30 minutes, and I'm still sick, so I definitely won't be able to speak for 30 minutes. But yeah, today we're just coloring up her shirt, I believe, and her hair. No, not her shirt, sorry, just the tie. Because I spent a lot of time thinking about what color I wanted to make the shirt, so it's actually not in this session. I was, what's it called? I was flip flopping for a really long time between making it red or making it gray. And the reason for that is her eyes are going to be red. You're going to see that later. Her eyes are red because that's the color that I wanted to have for like a pop or like the statement color, I guess. I'm sorry, I'm having trouble thinking. But yeah, so her eyes are red, and a little heart on her envelope is going to be red. And the blush I'm going to put on her face is going to be red. It's nothing too crazy. You'll see it towards the end. I just used a colored pencil to just dash some lines across her face. I'm not even sure if it's dark enough to show up on the footage later on, but maybe. The reason I was struggling with deciding if I wanted the shirt to be red or gray was because I didn't want to draw focus away from the face. So, since this is in grayscale, the only pops of color are the red, and so I don't know what makes people do that, but it will like draw your eye first. So as soon as you look at the picture, your eyes are going to be drawn. Well, people's eyes are normally drawn towards the face anyway, but especially it's going to be drawn because it's the only difference in color, pretty much, right? So I didn't want to make the shirt a big old red shirt, because then it would draw your eyes away from the face. And so I was thinking about if I wanted to make the shirt red, and so I just took a picture of it before I colored the shirt, and digitally I just messed around to see if I wanted it to be gray or red, which is something I recommend if you have the use of, or the, what's it called, the ability to use digital art. I would just do that. I would use it as a way to test out things for your traditional art before committing to things wholeheartedly, because unlike with digital art, there is no undo button in traditional art. I mean, you could always start over, but it's not going to be the same. Like, I'll give you just an instance. One time I was drawing a piece and I was practicing coloring because I was like, okay, I'm just going to practice real quick. And then I practiced and it looked really nice. And I was like, wow, this looks really good. But it wasn't even the finished piece, and I had already like doodled all over it. And I was like, God damn it. I should have done this on the finished piece. No. You're like, hey, friendo, those situations aren't even remotely the same as what you were just talking about. And you're right. And I'm sorry. Anyway, how are you guys doing this week? Hopefully none of you are sick like me. I had to take like several days off of work because I think I have the flu. And I'm not entirely sure when flu season is. Every time someone gets the flu, they're like, it's flu season, it's going around. And I'm like, is it? I don't know what's going on ever. So, I don't know. Maybe it's flu season. All I know is I always get sick in January, no matter what. There was one time, 3 years in a row, I got strep throat every single January. And you're like, ew, that's gross. I'm like, I'm sorry. It's not like you had strep throat. Don't judge me, bro. But yeah, something about January. Maybe it's because that's when the weather gets cold. I don't know. Like I said, well, it's been pretty cold this winter already. Even though where I live is not particularly cold, but it's been cold the last few days. And it's been dry. And I'm not used to dry air. And I don't really like going out in the cold because going out in the cold and breathing in the cold air makes me cough. And maybe you're like, oh, what a weak little baby, can't handle cold air. No, I can't. Sorry. I have a terrible immune system. Ever since I was just a little kid, I was always sniffling and sneezing and hacking up all over the place. So sorry to all those people who are like, I've never been sick in my life, and I can lick the dirt off the floor and I'll be a-okay. Congratulations. I don't know why you'd want to lick dirt off the floor, but that's your business. It's not mine. Anyway, sorry if I'm all over the place, and sorry if you really just like commentary about the art. I'm having trouble thinking, and when I'm sick, my brain kind of goes all over the place. Maybe you like that. Maybe you're like, I like when people just are talk weird and they're in like the sick adult fever dream type thing. I'm that's cool, I guess. Maybe it's good. I feel like I'm pretty stiff when I usually talk, so maybe this is a bit more relaxing, a bit more laid back for you guys. We're doing the hair again. I'm pretty sure I just did the hair. I still haven't changed the angle of my freaking camera. I don't know why I said frick. I'm a fucking adult. That's angle of the fucking camera. So that way you guys can see what I'm doing, but I can't figure out how to tilt it over my shoulder without showing my shoulder. No offense, I got great shoulders, but I'm not really interested in just showing them to anybody else. Just finishing off the hair here. Like I said, it's just you put down the darkest color for hair. Me personally, I like to do hair dark to light. So I put down the darkest color first. Just because if I put down the lightest color first when I'm coloring hair, I tend to, what's it called? Basically erase it by the time I'm done. I'm better at leaving the highlights with dark when placing the darks first than I am with leaving the highlights if I'm placing the darks after. I just feel like the highlights look better if I'm doing the dark colors first than if I'm doing the lighter colors. But yeah, I think we're finishing up the hair now. Oh no, we're doing the eyebrows. Gotta fill in those eyebrows, honey. You don't want to look, I don't know. Well, some people don't have eyebrows, and some people really rock that look. Congratulations to them. But she needs some eyebrows. Just because I already drew them on. So we gotta fill them in. Maybe I'll draw somebody who don't have no eyebrows. That could be fun. I think I've done that before. Where I was like, she didn't have any eyebrows, but like she had an extra set of eyeballs that were her eyebrows. Maybe I'm making that up, but that could be like a fun drawing. Let me know. Alrighty, and we're finally moving on to the eyeballs. Hooray, hooray. Like I said, I drew the eyeballs. I didn't draw them. I mean, obviously I drew them. I just mean, I colored them in red. I didn't draw them in red. I colored them in red. Because I didn't want to do pink again. Because I did pink for the bathtub girl. And even though pink would have been, like, softer and cuter, I feel like I prefer when hearts are pink than red. I don't know. I just feels like pink is a cuter color for expressing love. But I didn't want them both to be pink, and I don't really like warm pinks. You guys already know this. I don't really like warm colors. I prefer cool colors. And not to say that these reds that I'm using are warm reds. I mean, are cool reds. They're definitely not. They're definitely warmer reds. But I don't know. I didn't want to use a warm pink. The red contrasted better than if I had used like a softer pink anyway. So yeah, just coloring in those eyes there. Also, I hope I'm not being confusing with any of the terms I'm using. If you're a beginner artist or someone who just likes to admire art, maybe you don't know certain terms. I'm not sure if I explained the difference between warm and cool colors to you guys yet. I guess I could just go ahead and do that right now. So what I mean that a color is more warm, it means basically that not the hue, but it leans more towards red. And if it's a cool color, it leans more towards blue. And so you're like, Well, you just said that this is a warm red and not a cool red. So you can have a cool red. Yeah, you can have a cool red. So a cool red is one that's gonna lean a little bit more towards purple because it's got some blue mixed in there. So yeah, and even true with a warmer blue, which would be more of a violet than a purple. Some people might think violet and purple are the same color. Um, I guess they are, but I don't really mean it like that. Sorry if this is confusing. I'm not an art teacher, and I never really had an art teacher except when I was in like middle school. So all these facts are just half remembered shit I've heard over the years. So I'm not claiming to be an art tutorial channel or an art teacher channel. But yeah, I just figured I'd give you guys just a quick rundown of what I meant so that way you weren't super duper confused. Color theory is like super complicated, and honestly, you could get into a lot of different things about which warm colors are warm and why they're warm and all that other stuff. But I'm not well versed in color theory. I probably should be. Well, I hate to say should about anything. I would prefer to say that it could be helpful for me if I was a bit more well versed in color theory. But I think this is becoming my catchphrase. I'm just so very lazy. And I mean, I don't have to improve. I don't wanna. This is just a hobby for me. I do want to improve though, so I really gotta stop being so lazy all the time. But I guess we'll get to the end of the video in a second. I just colored her headband in red too because, like I said, I thought it would draw the focus to her face more. And then I'm just gonna color in her teeny tiny earrings, even though they're just oh so teeny tiny. That's it for today's video. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Hopefully I feel better by then. Bye.